Hey girls, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're not already, don't forget to hit subscribe because I do post weekly nail videos. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I did these beautiful abstract polygel nails. I think these are so cute. I hope you guys are ready for this nail tutorial, so let's get started. I do already have my nails prepped how I want for this polygel application. I'm going to be using these nail tips that I got from Amazon. These are XXL coffin nail tips. These are one of my favorites. I will link them down below, but last I checked, they are unavailable at the moment. I'm going to be applying them using the base, which is number 2 from Kiara Sky. This is a nail resin to adhere dip powder to your nails, but I like to use it as nail glue. I don't notice any issues when I glue my nail tips down with this product, and it's just what I like to use for the most part. So I'm going to be applying all of the nail tips to my nails using the dip base. Here are what the nails look like. I love the length of these nail tips, but I am going to be using my nail tip cutters to cut down some of the length to make these a comfortable nail length for my daily wear. So don't get me wrong, these nails are still really long, but I do consider them a comfortable nail length for my daily activities. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut all of the other nails to match the length of my other hand. I am leaving a tiny bit of extra length just in case I make the nails a little bit too short, just to make sure I have enough room to file the nails after the polygel application to get the nails the same length. You can always cut more length off if you don't cut enough, but if you cut too much, you'll have to restart the entire application. So normally you would want to file the nail tips and the natural nail to get a rough surface. I'm going to be skipping that because I don't want these nails to last a very long time. I am going to be taking the Makartt base coat and I'm going to apply a layer of this onto all of the nails. Adding a layer of base coat is going to allow the polygel to adhere better to your nails, as well as give you a good foundation for your polygel application. Another reason it's good to apply a base coat before the polygel application is because I think most polygels are a file off system, so you would have to file down to a base layer to allow your nails to be soaked off in acetone, so doing this will protect your natural nails from all of the filing of the polygel removal. After the base coat has been applied, I am going to cure under the UV LED nail lamp for 1 minute. I did have a brand reach out to me over Instagram and ask me if I would like to try one of their products. I jumped on this so quick and I'm so excited to show you guys. This brand is called Luxy Lux. They are a jewelry company. They're the first one that has quality products that has reached out to me, so I'm so excited to expand my channel to jewelry as well. So here's what the packaging looks like. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside. So here's the box. I love this packaging. It's so simple, but it feels very elegant. This does have a little pull out on the side. When you slide the box out, you do get this little pouch to keep the ring in. This is the Anastasia Sterling Silver Ring. This is a cushion cut pink cubic zirconia stone. It is a 10 karat stone against the really thin band. I love it. I love the design of this, and the color is absolutely gorgeous. It does have a really pretty sparkle to it. I did get a size 6 to put on the middle finger of my right hand and it fits perfectly. It's not too heavy, but it's not like cheap material. It is really good quality and I love this ring. It is absolutely gorgeous. I would definitely recommend that you check out this website. I will link it down below as well. They do have other styles and colors on their website and they are super affordable. The shipping is super quick. I definitely recommend it. After the nails are cured, I am taking my diamond dapping dish and using the Awesome Color slip solution. You can use any slip solution or rubbing alcohol. I'm going to pour some into the dish. I am taking the Makartt brush and picker tool to apply the polygel. I'm going to be using the Siesta Makartt polygel and also the color Mint. I have been so excited to try this color ever since I got it. I don't really see people use this color. So yeah, let's go ahead and start the polygel application. I'm going to start with the Mint polygel. As you can see, this is a really pretty mint green polygel color. I'm going to start by applying some of this onto the ring fingernail. I'm just applying a good amount of this. And after dipping the brush in the slip solution, I'm going to go ahead and start spreading out the polygel. I like to start around the cuticle and sidewall areas just to make sure that that area is very smooth. I'm then going to go ahead and smooth out the rest of the nail. I do want to try to get this as smooth as possible because I don't like to do a lot of filing after the nails are cured. I am not a huge fan of filing, so I try to get away with as little as possible. I do want to mention that this polygel color is a little bit transparent if you don't apply it thick enough, so you do want to make sure to apply enough of this color just to make sure that you have a good opacity for the nail. Since this polygel was being a little bit difficult to work with for some reason, I did these hands on different days, and when I did it on the other hand, it wasn't this difficult. I do believe it's because the temperature of the room changed a little bit. It was a little bit colder when I was filming this video versus doing the other hand, so that might be the reason why. But if your polygels are being a little bit too stiff and you think it might be because the temperature in your room, you can always apply the tubes of polygel in hot water before using them, and that will just loosen up that polygel and make it a little bit easier to work with. So as I said, I wasn't quite able to get the surface as smooth as I would like, but I am just going to go ahead and move on to the next nail and let gravity level out the surface of the polygel nail. For the next nail, I'm taking the Siesta color. I love this nude color of polygel. I'm going to be doing the same thing to do another solid color nail, but for this one it is going to be the nude polygel color. I really love this polygel color. It's so pretty. It goes with a lot of different skin tones as well. If you guys are interested in any of these products that I'm using, I will link everything I'm using down below. You can also use my discount code that I have with Makartt to save 15% off of your purchase. So once I have that nail finished, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the ombre nails. I am doing ombres on all of the other 3 nails. So I'm going back with the mint color, and I applied a little bead of that polygel to the tip of the nail, and I'm going to go ahead and spread it out. For this, I do want to make sure I have a good thickness on the tip of the nail, and then I'm just going to blend that polygel color back into the nail bed, making this as smooth as possible because I don't want any harsh lines when I go to do my ombre. If I have any extra, I do just place it on the tip of the other nails just to make sure that I'm not wasting any polygel. Ombres is actually really easy, especially with a product like polygel, because it doesn't dry on its own. You have as long as you need to make the ombre as perfect as possible. I want to try to get the tip of the nail as smooth as possible because I'm not going to be encapsulating these ombre nails. So once I have the nail as best as I can get, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the index nail. When doing ombre nails, if the first color that you're laying down is lighter than the other color, you don't have to worry about where the ombre ends. So for example here, the mint color does go all the way into my nail bed area, which is not where I want the ombre at, but of course since the nude color is darker than the mint color, it is able to fully cover up that ombre, so I don't have to worry about where the ombre ends with the mint color. I am going to be doing the same thing to the thumbnail as well for another ombre. I personally try not to apply too much polygel. I'd rather have to add more. So as you can see here, I did have to add more polygel to the side of the nail just to get a good coverage for the ombre nail. But yeah, I try not to apply too much polygel because I don't want to be wasteful with my products. So I would rather apply more if I have to. Once I have all of the polygel applied, I'm going to do a full cure under the nail lamp. Then I'm taking the nude color again and I'm applying some beads of this at the cuticle area of the index and pinky nail. I'm going to go ahead and start smoothing that out around the cuticle and sidewall areas. To do ombres with polygel, it is quite simple, but it does take a little bit of practice. So as you can see here, I do like to start around the cuticle and sidewall areas because you are going to be ombreing the color down to the tip of the nail. So once you have that area pretty smooth, you are going to create a straight line across the nail, and this is going to give you a very even ombre. I did kind of realize that I put too much of the nude polygel, so I'm just going to scrape a little bit of that polygel off and place it onto the thumbnail. Again, I don't want to be wasting this polygel, so I do want to try to recycle it if I can. Once I have that straight line of polygel, I'm going to go ahead and start feathering that color down towards the tip of the nail. To do this, I am applying more pressure as I get closer to the tip of the nail. I don't want this nude color to go all the way down. I want it to be about halfway through the nail. I do like to switch back and forth between swiping the brush down the nail and back up the nail, just to make sure that the nude polygel color is not going further down the nail than I want. So I'm going to go ahead and keep doing that until I get the perfect ombre effect. I am going to be doing the same thing to the index nail as well to do another ombre. Again, I did apply too much polygel, so I'm just removing that and putting it onto the thumbnail. So again, I'm just making sure that the nude polygel has a straight line where I want the ombre to start, and I'm going to start feathering that color down towards the tip. I do want to say that this nail did not turn out as good as the other ones simply because the nude polygel color was a little bit further down the nail than the other ones. So the ombre happened at a lower area on the nail, and I didn't really like how it looked compared to the other ones. But yeah, I'm just going to continue doing the ombre for the index nail. So I did have to add a little bit more of the nude polygel to the thumbnail, and again I'm going to be doing the same steps as the other nails to do another ombre for the thumbnail. I'm not sure if adding the extra polygel from the other two nails affected it or not, but this ombre was so difficult. I don't know what was wrong with it. I did actually do a lot of the ombre for the thumb off camera simply because I was getting a little bit frustrated. It was not wanting to go smoothly and it just kind of clumped together. Again, I don't know if that was because I used the polygel on the other nails or not, but yeah, this one was just being a little bit difficult. So once the polygel has been applied, I am going to cure for 1 minute. After the nails are cured, I am taking a paper towel and some alcohol to clean the surface of the nails. You do want to make sure to clean them very well from the sticky layer just to make sure that you don't ruin your hand files. Next, I am taking a hand file. This is a 100/180 grit, and I'm going to go ahead and reshape the edges of the nails. I am only going to be filing one on camera because I don't like to record all of my filing. I am also going to file on the sides of the nail just to make sure that the shape of the nail is as perfect as I can get. I'm also going to be filing over the surface of the nails with the hand file as well. Since I did not encapsulate these nails with clear, I am having to be very careful not to file the ombre too much and get it to look a little bit uneven. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and file over the surface of the nail. Since I did try to get the surface as smooth as possible, I don't really have to do much filing at all, just a little bit to make sure that the surface is very smooth. So once I have all of the nails filed, here's what they look like. I think these are so cute. Of course, the ombres do have little imperfections in them, but the nail design is going to distract from that. I am taking this SXC Matte Gel Top Coat and I'm going to be applying this onto the ombre nails. I love this matte gel top coat. I love how it makes the nails look, and I really do like how ombre nails look when they're matte. So I'm just going to be applying this onto all of the ombre nails. When you're using matte top coats, you want to make sure to cover all of the areas of the nail very well. You don't want any shiny parts poking through your nails. After the nails are cured, I am taking the Kiara Sky Gel Art Liner. This is called White Canvas, and I'm just going to be removing all of the excess polish. I'm going to be doing a French tip on the middle fingernail, so I just made a dot where I want the smile line to be, and I connected that dot to the sides of the nail. You can make this line as straight or as curvy as you like. Once I have the smile line outlined, I'm going to go ahead and fill in the tip of the nail. You guys know I usually don't work over freshly buffed nails when it comes to nail art. I do like to apply a gel top coat before doing the nail art, but I decided to try it again without the top coat, and honestly, I really don't like it. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. I know that doing nail art over a smooth surface works best, so if you want your nails to turn out as best as possible, make sure to use a top coat layer before doing your nail art. So once I have the French tip nail, I am going to be doing a really thin line just above where the smile line is. I am leaving a little bit of a gap in between the line and the French tip. I really like this trend. I love how it looks. It's super classy and it gives a little bit of a spin to the original French tips. I do have to say that doing this was extremely difficult. I was being super shaky, so I was not able to get as straight of a line as I would like, and of course not applying the gel top coat before doing this does make the lines look a little bit shaky as well. So I don't really like how this turned out on this hand, but I really love this nail design. I do actually feel like this design was a little bit harder than it looks. It looks so simple to do, maybe because you need to do the outline of the smile line first and then go in with your actual French tip outline. I don't know, I might try it differently next time, but I do feel like this was a little bit difficult, especially if you don't have a steady hand. I do actually think that this nail design would look super cute on some really short nails, as well as maybe even do pastel French tips like this. That could be like a good spring nail set. Let me know down in the comments if that's something that you would like to see, and I'll definitely put it on my list for nail tutorials. After I finish that French tip, I'm moving on to the ring fingernail. I am going to start at the left side of the nail and draw a curved line until I reach the tip of the nail. I'm going to be doing a second line just under the first one. I didn't actually realize until I finished, but this nail on both hands looks different. I like the other hand better, but yeah. After that layer is cured, I am going in with the Nail Addict No White Gel Top Coat, and I'm going to be applying a layer of this onto those two nails. These two nails are complete once I apply the gel top coat, so I just wanted to go ahead and finish those two nails. Once I've applied the gel top coat, I did cure those two nails under the nail lamp for 1 minute. Next, I am taking the Double Dip powder color. This is 855. This is Vanilla Cream. This is a really pretty white glitter dip powder. This is from my influencer dip powder kit that I collaborated with them. I'm just going to take that white gel liner again, and I'm going to be doing some nail art onto the pinky. I'm just drawing a diagonal line from the left side to the right side of the nail. Once I have that one, I'm going up the nail just a little bit, and I'm going to be drawing another line from the left side to the tip of the nail. I do want to make sure that these lines have enough gel polish to absorb the dip powder and have a good sugared nail effect. After I have those two top lines, I am going to draw some lines around the cuticle area. For the second line here, I am drawing the edge very thick, and I'm just going to go ahead and fill that in with the white gel. Before I cure that, I am taking my cuticle pusher and I'm going to pour that white dip powder over top of the wet gel. This is going to give me a sugared nail effect. Once the gel has been fully covered, I am going to cure for 1 minute. After the nail is cured, I'm taking a stiff manicure brush to dust away all of the excess dip powder. I am going to be doing the same nail design on the index nail as well, except this one is flipped in the other direction. This nail art design is inspired by Andy Devine on Instagram. I love all of the nail sets that he does. He's really good at nail art, and if you're not following, I think you're missing out. I was really inspired by this nail art design, so I wanted to give it a try, and I really like how it turned out. And of course, just as I did the pinky nail, once I have that gel polish, I am going to pour the dip powder over top of the wet gel, then cure under the nail lamp for 1 minute. I'm dusting away all of the excess dip powder. And for the thumbnail, I am doing a design very similar to the ring fingernail, so I'm just drawing a curved line, and I'm going to do a second one over top of that. Again, I'm doing a sugar nail effect for this nail art design as well. After the dip powder has been applied, I did cure that layer for 1 minute. After the nails cured, I did wipe away all of the excess dip powder. And for the last step, I am taking the cuticle oil, which is number 6 from Double Dip Nails, and I'm going to apply this to all of the cuticles. And here are the nails. I love these nails so much. The right hand is a lot better even though I used my non-dominant hand. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!